Like, you
Yeah.
ever have those moments where like you have a conversation or you act a certain way and you're like, oh shit, did I just put like a core memory in my kid's head of that moment? Now that I'm looking at it, I'm not proud of it, but is that what they're gonna
Mhm.
remember? Um,
Right,
you
'cause
know,
they
and then
like
like
All right. Welcome everybody. Welcome to Dad Strong. We are back for this another week. Thank you for continuing to tune in. My name is William. We've got Tyler and Q on the cast as well, like we do every single week. If you're new here, we appreciate you listening in, but we talk all things dads, from health and fitness, parenting, any and everything dads, and of course, jokes. The cheesier the better. So if you have any for us, please let us know. Like and subscribe as always. So, all right, gentlemen, how are we doing this week?
man,
Start
happy
with a
Sunday.
little easy question.
Yeah. So this is a
right.
good week. Good week overall. It's nice to see the sunshine a
Yeah.
couple of times. Lame to
Yeah,
start with
that was a
the weather,
highlight.
but man,
You know?
I did not see the sunshine for one whole day due to illness that was unknown. And so yeah, my camera's going out of focus again. Anyways, yeah, I got a 24-hour flu. That was fun. So
mm,
do not recommend.
1
Right.
out of 10.
And as men, when we get sick, man, it hit. I don't care what women say, that it hit different. On me.
I feel like it's like when we get sick too, it's just like we could be all tough and rugged, and as soon as we get sick, we're the biggest babies there are. Just
On me.
oh
I'm
god,
crying.
everything's
Mm,
dying.
Right. Like, I can't do
yeah.
nothing for myself.
You
That
guys
guy
ever
pointed
get
out to me, and
that?
I was like, I am not like that.
Yeah.
Man, look, I ain't
No,
gonna
But I
lie. I
was,
know I am. I am. I
yeah.
be hurt.
Yeah, oh, it was rough. I'm not gonna lie. It
Mhm.
was a rough 24 hours and then some. Like I don't know what the hell hit me. I had muscle spasms, like body aches, just chills, and then woke up today and was feeling okay, but then the rest of the day was like, I'm good. And then it got into the end, it's like, nope. So, but
Gotta have that rest time. Gotta
yep,
recover,
Right.
man.
yep, absolutely, absolutely. So,
Yeah. That
all
was
right,
rough when the kids
well,
were like babies, though. You had to take care of them even when you were feeling like
oh.
that. Oof.
Yeah, I mean, my son had a free day of some TV time,
Mhm.
a lot more TV time than he normally gets, and I just could not function. I was like, "Well,
Yeah.
buddy, it's your lucky day. You're not gonna get a whole lot of anything from me." But I felt bad though. It like it actually kind of goes into what we're gonna be talking about today. But
Mm.
he wanted to. We talked about making pancakes, and I couldn't even stand up straight for long periods of time. So we did not. And he kept asking me all morning, "Are we going to have pancakes? Are we going to have pancakes?" And I was like, "Buddy, I'm sorry. I cannot." We were supposed to build a little, I think I've mentioned it. I posted it on our Instagram story about our Crunch Labs, and we got a new one
Mhm.
in. And I was like, "Yeah, we'll build that tomorrow." We did not. So he's got to wait. But props to him though. He started to do it on his own. So
Oh,
following
that's
pictures
cool.
and learning. So it's kind of halfway put together, kind of.
Showing
Um,
initiative.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right. And I
I
told him,
like
and I
that.
was trying to like, hey, let it be until it can get up there. And he was like, I got it. I was like, okay, sure. So you know,
Yeah. Do
it
it.
is what it is. Yeah. So all right. Well, good to go. Good to know that you guys are not sick and only me.
Yeah,
All right, we'll get
knock
into the
on
first
wood over
segment
here.
of our show. As always, we do dad jokes. Like I said, the
Dad
cheesier the
jokes.
better. Sometimes they can be clever. They'll catch the other one off guard, and a lot of times it seems to be the theme is that one or both somehow guess the punchline or know the punchline. So, anyways, this week's jokes. Who's going for it?
Oh, Q wants to go first. Know it.
Man, yeah,
Ooh,
I can't look.
under the bus. Let's
I done
go.
had some family assistance with my jokes. Came up.
Okay.
All right. Why did Twitter start in March? Because birds love to tweet.
Mm.
You know, paying homage to Marx. Oh, me.
Ooh.
All right.
All right.
Okay. Yep.
I saw
That's a dad
one.
joke.
I saw one. There's an older one. Oh God. Hopefully I don't screw it up. It was Obama said this years ago. What did he say? He was doing his traditional Thanksgiving pardoning of a turkey, presidential pardon, and he says, "This is my seventh turkey that I've had to pardon. It's crazy." And he's like, "Time flies, poor turkeys." I was like, "All right." And he looked over at his
That's a little
daughter. She
clever.
started laughing. She was like, "That was a good one."
That's a little clever, yeah. That was a dad.
All right. So today my son asked, can I have a bookmark? And I'm like, man, 11 years old, still doesn't remember my name's Tyler. Like, yeah.
Oh,
like
I tell you guys, I have the easiest recipe for a banana split.
Oh, dang it. I feel like this one should be easy.
Come on. I know you,
All right, go for it.
You just cut it in half.
Oh, you,
Oh,
I was thinking like break.
yeah, break it in half.
Right. That was a good one. That was a good one.
Okay,
I got one more for you. What goes up when March rain comes down?
What goes up when? Wait, say it again.
What goes
Water
up
level?
when March rain comes down?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Just an umbrella.
Damn it!
I like it. All right. Well, why wasn't the woman happy with the Velcro she bought?
Well,
I don't know. She said it was a total ripoff.
God.
okay.
Where do birds meet for coffee?
Bath, water, bird bath. I don't know. Coffee? Coffee shop?
Bird box.
In a Nest cafe.
A nest?
Nescafe coffee. Come on now.
Yeah. Okay.
It's not as funny as when I got to paint out the joke for you.
I know.
Dad joke's going all right.
Tyler had that look like,
man.
I don't get it.
Huh? Nest? Yeah.
It's like that thing we were talking about at work the other day. I think I talked to both of you about it, but the guy that was like, he's a French guy, French comedian, talking about how he's called Monica all the time about black people.
Yeah.
Oh,
We were talking about that.
Yeah, I see that one.
And he was like, and if you're a white person and you don't know what that means, you don't have any black friends. And he's like, and if you're a white person sitting next to a black friend or a black person and they don't know what it means, you're fucked.
Yeah, I came across my reel. I seen them.
I feel like between the three of us, we've shared enough stuff that like the algorithm is starting to try to sync for shit.
Yeah, I'm saying.
I'm like, that's a
it's like
scary
one
place
of
to be.
us. One of us.
Like I think there was one time I saw something and I was about to hit send, and then I got a notification, and one of you sent that same reel, and I was like, "Oh, god damn it!" So,
that's what it is now. Just a race to like send the funny ones.
Right.
somebody posted this a while ago, but it was like Instagram needs to have a feature where if your friend has already shared this reel to you, that it will tell you so you don't send it back to them. And I'm like, yeah, because some of the shit.
Hey, that's how you get caught up not watching the reel. Somebody send you. They were like, man, how you gonna see me? Like, I'm done. I'm like,
Ooh, yeah. I guess I didn't catch up on what was sent my way already.
Or or I have a friend of mine. He sends a ton of reels. Excuse me, and then by the time I finally get to looking at them, I'm like, fuck, I've already seen like half of these.
Yeah.
It's like, oh man.
Or, like,
I'm
you
gonna
don't
start sending
recognize it just by,
the
like, the face of it, and you realize you
yeah,
saw it
I'm gonna
later.
start
You're like,
sending the
"Ah."
ones I showed Tyler to you, Q. It's like the new age guys that do Jackass kinda. This guy's
Mhm.
Mhm.
name is like Inshane, and they, shout out to him, but they do a like an undodgeball. So they blindfold one guy and they just throw Nerf balls, whatever. They had one where they're throwing glizzies at him. And you just have to stand there, and it's like 3 points if you get hit in the head, 2 points in the body. If you get hit in the nuts, it's a 5 point shot, and they have a slow mo, and it's like I'm
Yeah.
like,
Okay, reverse that.
yeah, kind of. And I'm also looking at it going, this is some white folk shit right here.
Yeah.
But you
Oh
know
man,
what? As I showed Tyler, I've been put into a rabbit hole sometimes with these guys because they are pretty funny,
Mhm.
and it's entertaining. And hey, it's not me, so I'm not getting hit in the
right?
nuts. So,
That's what
but
makes
Yeah,
it
my body could
funniest.
take that.
yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so
Oh,
we'll
don't
go
bounce
into
back
some
that
more
quick
jokes here in
anymore.
a little bit later. Next part of the show, we're going into our weekly dad wins or dad fails or both if you got them. I kind of already mentioned mine a little bit, but so I'll just repeat it. So it's like, yeah, we were supposed to, um, I was supposed to do some things with my son on the other day. It did not happen. But, so that was a little bit of fail, but you can't help it when you get sick. But on the other hand, you know what? My kid tried to take care of me and he did. And when I asked him to do some things for me, he like got me my water and stuff like that. And right before he left, he was like, "Hey, I got a surprise for you." And I was like, "Oh, okay." I'm like dead person on the couch. And he's like, "You got to come into my room." And I was like, man, all right, let's see if I can muster up enough energy to get off this damn couch. And I walk into his room and I bought him this like supposed to be like I think it's supposed to be a galaxy light thing. So you turn it on and it shines on the ceiling, but it was more of like Aurora Borealis. Oh God, I'm butchering the
Yeah.
Oh
shit out of
yeah,
that.
My kid's got one of those
But you
too.
can change the different colors. So like he had it where it was like blue, so it looked almost like you were in the underwater cave, kind of. So he had that. He had his Minecraft light on. He also had it's like a lava lamp thing, but it's with water and fish. Anyways, then he had the pizza that we had the other night in his room. He had some cookies, his stuffies, a space for me to sit on his bed. He's like, yeah, so you're ready to go. We can have a little party. It'll make you feel better. And I was like, you know what, buddy? You're right. That does actually make me feel better. I can't eat any of this,
was
but I
dope.
appreciate the thought.
He said, "Come on, Dad,
So
I got you."
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. So I'll
That's
gladly
cool to
take
see
that
him
as the
make
Right.
tries,
win
right?
for nothing like a 6-year-old makes me
Yeah,
get humble and feel good about yourself when you can't do anything. So
Mhm.
you gotta take those
Mhm.
moments because when they come up to be little grown men, little rude,
yeah,
kind of little
and then
rude
be like,
Yeah.
"Oh,
fuckers.
you're sick and dying. Okay, I'll see you later." Fuck 'em.
Right,
Yeah.
little rude. You don't
Huh.
matter.
They do
Yeah,
this and walk away slowly.
yeah.
Right.
Oh, you're sick. No.
I mean, I over the years, I noticed my sons they do take little jabs when I'm sick. Hear a
Oh yeah.
little joke. I'm like, oh, okay. You said I can't get off this couch right there. You know,
Mhm.
they're like, oh, Dad, you ain't sick. Toughen it up. Go to work. You call
Right.
things
Yep.
like that, bro. What's up? But since I'm already on it, man, I would say I had a dad win again this week. Just because my kids in like ever changing moments right now, growing up, getting my daughter to her first initial shift of her job, setting that up, just putting that all in the process to it was dope. Watching all my kids right now. My son is playing soccer, doing things for band. We might be going to Central Washington if he gets I think a seat higher because he's like third chair right now. So we make second chair, so he gets to go do an ensemble for the college. So that'll be dope. And
Nice.
just walking with him through that process, man, is solid. So then I had a dad fail this week, man. All right, so my daughter's last basketball game. I just was fed up with the team, the coaching. I started coaching from
Ooh.
the stands, and I just couldn't help myself. I'm like, hey, look here. I'm trying to talk to her while the play's happening. She just scored on, and I'm like, all right, kid, you just got to sit down. And yeah, I let me get the best of me in that game because it wasn't pretty. We was
Yeah.
getting hooped on.
It's hard to sit on the
So I was
sideline
saying,
sometimes. Stay
yeah, man,
quiet.
especially when you want your kid to play, like how they can play, but they got to go through the moments. And I'm like, man, we do this all the time. This is automatic. What are you doing? I probably embarrassed her a little bit. I'm loud, if you know me.
You?
So
What? No.
I definitely was voicing my opinion. So yeah, that'd
I'm
be my
actually
stuff.
that's off topic, but I am kind of excited and nervous for whenever the day comes that the three of us hang out outside of work. Um
Right. Right. Without the work restrictions.
yeah,
Oh,
Mhm.
we don't have many restrictions at work anyways, but still,
right.
or at least I don't anymore.
We flirt with the gray area. It easy.
I don't know, but I mean, Q, you can't flirt with the gray area that much anymore, but I,
Motherfucker.
I
Yeah.
damn near live in it.
Right.
So the management shackles got you.
Don't remind me.
Yeah.
Look, this is my safe place. This is my safe place. Don't mess with
That's
my
right.
zen.
Yeah.
This is our safe place, and if work calls, you give them one of these and have a nice day.
Oh,
So
man. I'm off
Yeah.
the clock, mouse.
off the clock.
That's a I think my dad win for this week was keeping my mouth shut on the sideline. Uh, so
The exact
twice.
opposite of Q.
So no, but
Right.
twice. Like so my one of my kids had a game and like the parent like like we're all the our team and the team we're playing are all on the same
Mhm.
sideline and you hear a little John from this
Yeah.
side and it starts picking up and I'm sitting in the middle and like I don't know like sometimes it's hard not to jump into those ones and other times it kind of makes you feel ick. They're like yelling
Mhm.
at a kid ref or something. You're like, oh, I'm not,
Yeah.
I'm not jumping in on this. Um, which there's been once or twice where maybe come on, you get a little heated, but I was able to keep my cool in that one. But then
Yeah.
after a game, man, I wanted with my other kid, I wanted to speak my mind and kind of let her know what I was
Yeah.
feeling on how they played and I was disappointed in the coaching and all that stuff
Mhm.
and so I'm like in the car before they came in and kind of realized what sort of mood I was in. I was like, this isn't going to be productive. Like, you
Mhm.
just need to shut up, turn the music on, like
Right.
and drive home.
Let it
Like
fade. Let it fade.
let it
Yeah, let the
fade,
thought
yeah.
fade. Let it
And
fade.
I talked with my wife about it later, and even she was like, "You're pretty worked up over this. Like, what's going on?" It was just kid sports. I'm like, "Oh, but uh, uh." So no, it's I get you, man. It's hard. It's hard to
Yeah.
keep a lid on that when you want to. You got that steam going sometimes. So
I'm
Facts.
gonna when my son gets old enough and starts dealing with this, I'm gonna come back to these episodes and be like,
Yeah.
all
I'm
right,
about to say that.
woosah,
hmm
because
Yeah. Cause you got to,
anybody
man.
anybody who knows me knows I am very confrontational. So
Yeah.
well,
Same.
even
Same.
yeah, it's especially when you start hearing like people across the stands or parents from the other team start saying stuff and you're like, "What? Like that's not true."
Yeah.
Or they say
Yeah.
something about your kid
Oh yeah,
and
man. So look.
they say it like
So
they're a grown adult or something already.
mhm.
Man, oh, that
Yeah. So I had exactly that same meeting at the soccer
the
game
shoulders
Saturday.
come up to the
The
ears a little
parents
bit.
With both teams were being aggressive. And then you heard that lady like they kept shoving my daughter back because they couldn't catch her with speed. So my daughter finally just gets feds up and just gives a nice little shove back. And I'm like, hey, I'm like, well, it was happening all game. What was you saying? And like I just couldn't because
Uh-huh.
we was keeping it calm. My daughter like she plays with she wasn't even reacting. And like you say, it just be certain things you're like, come on, it's a kid sport. And like you see the playing, started getting aggressive. The ref losing control of the game. So don't add as a 42-year-old, 38, or whatever you want to be.
Mm,
You know what I mean? And they can be little. They can say something. I'm like, hold on, that's my child, bro. They're like,
yeah,
oh, cause
yeah. I've
yeah,
had
man, like that's why I would be like them sidelight games where like you're right next to each other. Like it happens because. everybody emotional for their kid. It just takes that one heckler parent. And you're just like,
Mhm.
ah.
Yeah, you never wanna be that
Yeah,
parent that gets kicked out of a game either too, like, I hasn't
Yeah, see,
happened to
I,
me
I
yet.
won't take it. I won't take it that far. I mean,
Yeah, no,
unless
I've
my kid
seen
get
I've seen
I
a
people get
cheap
pulled out of
shot.
games, they're like,
Yeah.
"Oh." Kids are
I
all,
don't
Oh
think
like,
I'll
yeah.
make it.
embarrassed and
I don't
crying
think I'll
about
get
it.
it that far, but it
I,
might.
f-
I don't know.
I figure that
Yeah, so
follows you. You always be that
yeah.
parent.
I need to bring, like, a roll
Yeah.
of duct tape with me every once in a while and just be like, time
Hmm.
to
No, you got to get
I
that.
need to shut up.
The
Right.
what is it called? Mouth tape. It's like
Oh,
actually
the
made for your mouth to help you
hostage
sleep.
tape.
Yeah, yeah. So you
Yeah.
sleep with your mouth closed, and I'm like,
I see that.
what in the fuck are we doing in life now that we like somebody's making money off of this saying, hey, this is a good idea to not be a mouth breather. I'm like,
Mhm.
I mean, I get it, but when you're a baby,
Yeah,
you're a mouth breather, so it's not and it actually helps you breathe properly. Uh, Sometimes now it's not the best all the time. Like we've all
yeah,
been around those people that are mouth breathers that are like, I'm like, okay, you need to
yeah.
go take a minute, but you know,
Need to
Like,
go have
heal
sinus
yourself, bro.
surgery or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, you got to deviate a septum or something. You know, it's like
Mhm.
I mean, but
Man,
if
I
I'm
went and had mine
dying,
fixed a while back. Whew, made a big difference.
yeah, I mean when I'm sick, don't try to tell me to breathe through my nose. To put hostage tape over my mouth. I'm gonna die in my sleep. Fuck off.
Mhm. It's like, "Here,
So,
breathe through this tiny little straw. You'll be alright."
oh god, yeah, no. And then what is the other thing I've been seeing? Oh, the breathe right strips, right? Those
Mm.
were pretty,
No,
but they have the
yeah.
ones
I
now
tried
that
them.
The
you put a
magnetic ones?
it,
Yeah.
Oh
yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Like, and they're like, who makes it to level 4? I'm like, why would you go to level 4? Jesus, it's
It's
like
like ripping your nose off its cartilage or something. Oh, I can
all of
breathe
a sudden
so good now.
your nostrils are the size of your eyeballs. You're like,
You know what I mean?
yeah. They're like, this is
Right.
amazing. I'm like, is it?
Mm,
Is it? I
yeah.
don't
Right.
feel like it is. So,
Yeah.
all right.
Yeah, attach some
Great
glasses
wins.
to it or something.
Oh, Lord have mercy. I don't understand it. Great wins, fellas. Great wins. All
Yeah.
right. So we'll do next thing. We'll do just a quick recap how we did this week on the 12-week challenge. I think we were on week 4, week 3. I don't remember now. 3, 4,
It's
somewhere along that
3,
line.
4.
I think
4.
we just finished 3.
It's 4.
Yeah,
No, it's
yeah, we
4
did it
because we're
too
still
in
the
Four.
beginning of the month.
Yeah,
vacation.
yeah.
The month's
Okay.
over.
4.
Yeah.
Well,
I
kind of.
had sick brain. I don't even know what day it is anymore.
Yeah.
Um,
Should probably
so
be
we'll do a
doing, like,
quick
a weigh-in
recap and
this
then we'll
week.
get into today's topic, which is going to be, staying calm, staying strong, and also battling a bit of a dad guilt. So we'll get to more on that. So we'll start with just a recap here how the week went. I mean, I have an idea for how it went for all three of us, but who wants to chat it up first?
Mm. This week
I'll
was a
go
bit of
ahead.
a
I say
struggle.
I had a pretty.
Yeah.
I'll go ahead, brother. Yeah, I mean,
Uh,
mine was pretty. It was pretty solid. Like I would say, like gym workout wise, I guess it was a struggle because man, just managerial stuff, man, just the meetings. So I would have to go crack when I say like a workout quickie. I'm stretching at the end of one of my client sessions. Nobody hear that. I love you guys. We're stretching together for your mobility success. But yeah, so I'm throwing my stretches in, and I'm taking a pre-workout as we're cooling down. So the only way, so as soon as by the time I kick it, I dress up 30 minutes, and I'm just, I'm on that turf lately, so that's how you got just all functional movements. Somebody hit it fast, right back with the dude wipe. Like, yeah, all right, you ready for your session? That's how my week was. But the strong win though was like nutrition, man. I dialed in nutrition, cut out all the I just late night sugar cravings. They were hitting me from that 9 to 12 o'clock hour. I'll be like, no, I'm good. Next thing I know, I'm opening the kid snap cabinet. I'm like, ooh, what's in there? Type of things. I was able to cut that out, stay consistent on my supplements, get that in my life. So that's a win in the nutrition world. Strike one, try to stay under that 200. And yeah, man, so it was a nice little solid week.
nice, man. Congrats.
Thanks, boss. Thanks.
I was battling my low back being a little wonky this week, so I kept going into the day, be like, "Yeah, I got a hour-long block here. I'm gonna hit this workout in." I get in there and be like, I gotta hobble over to a box and stretch for 15 minutes before I can, do anything." So, yeah, my my leg days, my lower body days were pretty lame, you know. Um, upper body was all right, but yeah, it didn't feel good to like feel like a chunk of them were
Couldn't hit it
half-assed,
how
you
you
know.
wanted to.
Yeah, I mean, I
Yeah,
got the
but
days
you
in, but it wasn't to the
mhm,
intensity level that I wanted to get to. So I
definitely.
could it just
But you
found
gotta
found
listen
myself
to
at
the
the end of them
body
being
though.
like, "Man,
Right. So now
did it,
we
but it
at the end of
wasn't
the
very
week.
good."
Are you glad you listened to the body though and stayed away from the heavy
Yeah.
back lift and not going ego into it?
Mhm, mhm. I did.
Yeah, because you
I
could have
am
went the other
because
route. Been
yeah.
on the back squat over here hunching in the video today, like
Mhm. Yeah. I
He's
did.
like, I'm going to be doing the show from the floor today.
right.
Uh-huh, yeah, the tripod facing down on me, just laying there.
Get that intimate look. Are you laying down? Maybe. Don't
Mhm.
talk.
Yeah.
Don't judge me.
Mhm. Mhm.
Right.
Yeah. So I
Uh,
survived it. This week's gonna be better.
Good, good.
Yeah, but
uh.
How you looking,
Yeah,
Will?
I I got some workouts in, but my shoulder has been messing with me, and I've tried every stretch I can think of. I might need to do some more research in it, do some different things because it is jacking my whole routine up. And but I got some in, and then as I mentioned at the beginning part, got super sick this weekend, which sucked, and still am kind of feeling it. But I did I did pretty solid on the nutrition, and then Friday I splurged a little bit, but nothing crazy. And then I didn't eat for like a day and a half, so I'm sure I've lost some weight. I don't recommend that to losing weight, but man, I tell you
just
what,
take
and,
a
and for whatever reason, like I said, my shoulder, the middle part of like my shoulder on up through the trap into the neck, like I feel like I can turn my head to the left now.
Mhm.
Yesterday, I was like Batman. I was like, let me
yeah.
turn the whole body one way or another, and only way I was going to make it through the day. So it wasn't my best week. If I had to guess, it was probably my worst week for the most part. But we'll see. Tomorrow's a new day, and we'll get at it. And maybe it's just going to be a hell
Yeah.
of a lot of like external, internal rotation work on my shoulders and my hips, because yeah, that's bit of an issue. But other than that, it felt decent.
Yeah.
For having an adjustment that I had this week. I'm kind of getting back to a more freedom schedule and finding almost too much time to do it. And I'm like, oh, wait, I've got plenty of time. I can get a workout in, and find myself not. So,
Mhm. It
but
it
Q, I
can be
don't
tough
miss
without
the
structure
days.
sometimes.
Yeah, the days that Q has, I don't miss. I thought I would, but I don't.
Mhm.
Yeah. So we'll see how
About to give
things
it a
go.
go. Right. Hey,
After
I was
after your conversation you and I had the other day, we'll see. Um, Tyler, we'll talk to you about that afterwards. But there's some information
Mm.
that came my way from Q, and it was like, oh, really?
I think I heard uh a snippet of it right before I had to take off, but
yeah.
uh
Yeah,
We
yeah.
possibly.
demoed. We
So
demoed.
yeah, it was very interesting, and I was like, oh, all right, weird.
Whoopsie, huh? Mhm.
I yeah, I think there was some ownership in some things. What it sounds like Q told me, anyways, of
Mm.
possible. I don't know. What would you say the word would be? I don't want to say regret because that's not right, but I would say more of like outside thoughts, intrusive thoughts got
Mhm.
to people, and they led that to be truth.
Mhm. Yeah,
And
I'll take that.
then when the truth came out of what it really is, maybe we weren't 100% right. I don't know. That's
Yeah.
just my perspective. I could have ego involved with that. I'm 100%, I'm okay with that. I'm not trying to say I'm the best, but
Mhm.
I find it funny. So,
You
anyways,
decent or whatever.
yeah, I'm all right.
You decent or whatever.
I'm teasing.
I'm all right. All right. All
Yeah.
right. So we'll just go into this real quick then. What's one goal for you this week for the challenge that you're going to get done? And to top it off to make it more challenging. It cannot be consistency with workouts or nutrition. It has
Mm,
to be different.
I got one. So I wrote myself up a daily chore list this week. So
Ooh,
doesn't
okay.
necessarily have to do with the challenge, but for like trying to organize my time, you know. And I mean, food prep is on there for one of them, right? But like, I can, run a busy calendar right now or a full day. So sometimes that downtime you want to just like sit and chill for a minute. Like, I can't be, get all this done and then I can sit and chill.
Mm.
Otherwise, you know, things start stacking up and dust bunnies start piling up in the corner of the house. You gotta you gotta keep up with it. And I mean, we have like the kids running chores, and my wife does a lot too. And but life comes at you quick, and
Yeah,
so
that manly
I think that's
spring
part of
cleaning
my
coming.
yeah. I mean, that's part of my plan is to get just that mental well being portion of this challenge, right? Is trying to get on top of all that other shit that can get out of hand from time to time. Little
Mhm.
parts of your life that you wish you stayed up on a little better, uh, slipping through your grasp. So trying
Yeah,
to do a better job of um, not dropping the ball elsewhere.
that's good. That's good. Q, what you got?
Oh man, I'm just up in the intensity this week, man. I'm ready to start, pushing it. I feel like I built a good little foundation. So now I'm ready to start just challenging my body, start pushing for new PRs, man. I've been just trying to get above that 225. I just been hanging out there like, hey, I can hit 225. I'm doing things like that. I seen some new core challenging stability exercises me and Tyler was talking about with the band that I'm going to initiate into my workouts this week to really emphasize on that core. Summer's coming. Gotta get rid of this belly. I'm trying to be shirt off. I want to be wife beater on all summer. Trying to so that type. So really incorporate that into these workouts and stay true to it.
Nice. Um, Mine is going to be just being prepared, and sticking with what I have on the agenda instead of deviating from it for the most part. Like with workouts and stuff like that. If the shoulders bother me, then don't press it and kind of go, oh yeah, it's not as bad. I can get through it this time around and make myself hurt more. But just like I think I fell off of doing the plan that I had written, and then I was like, "Oh, I'll make it up as I go. It's fine. That wasn't working for me." And now it's like, "Okay, we're just gonna stay disciplined." And actually, the other thing is, kind of like on lines with you, Tyler, like not necessarily creating a chore list because ain't nobody in my house other than me doing the damn chores. Um, minus when he is here. But that being said, being more structured with my time, um, whether it's for work, whether it's for the pod, whether it's for what other things going on, coaching my clients, stuff like that, just having designated times throughout the day to be like, this 2 hour block is designated for this, and this 2 hour block is designated for this, and da 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 da. Yeah. Also, because baseball season has started, and not that I can't get work done during baseball games, but I know I'm got ADHD to the umpteenth degree, and so it's like squirrel brain. If something happens, wait, what happened? What happened? And I just forget.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, so more structure is what's going to happen, and accountability of like the things that I have mapped out and said I'm going to do them. So,
Hmm.
all right, all good agendas.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
Doing great, guys. We're doing
all right,
great.
doing wonderful, doing wonderful, doing
You're
big things
awesome.
around here.
You're awesome. You're awesome. Fuck you. I'm out of here.
You're cool. I'm out. All right. We're going to get into the main topic of today's show. So we mentioned about it, like calm dad, strong dad, having that happy balance, but and also battling the dad guilt. Doesn't have to just apply to dad guilt. I think just parent guilt in its whole. I do think it falls more with males more than not, but I'm biased because I'm not a
Yeah.
female, so I can't speak for them. Um, but so making sure that I feel like being calm and strong at the same time relates to coming across as this strong and silent type, instead of actually communicating. And but at the same time, when you're strong and silent, shit festers underneath, and things are on the brain, life is happening, whatever the case, whether it's happening to you, outside of you, you've experienced it, whatever the case is, things didn't go your way, this, that, and the third. And then we find ourselves upset, but we still remain silent and pertaining, personifying this strong exterior. And then when something happens with the kid, partner, wife, girlfriend, whatever the case is, it may not be their doing, but it might be just the final step of like, we've had enough
Yeah.
and we've snapped. So we're no
The
longer
dam
calm.
bursts.
Yeah. Yeah. So we'll start there. And I would say, what is some things you guys have learned to, did you one do all those things I just said? Has it happened to you? And was there like a light bulb moment when maybe that happened too often, or it was a big moment where it was like, oh shit, this has got to change? And then what have you learned from that since?
Hmm.
Ooh.
I
Want to
mean,
take the lead on this one?
yeah, getting deep. I
It's a
mean,
lot of process. Yeah.
I can take the lead if you want. So,
Yeah. Yeah. Start us off.
all right. So I will say for me, I've always had that kind of it's kind of built into me a little bit of the calm exterior when fucking chaos is happening in the brain. And just of how my life is gone. I'm not special in that sense. I think a lot of guys do that, is that they the perception is that they're calm and maybe they're not frantic, or hey, there's a lot going on with them, and wow, they seem so composed, right? And so that has always been who I have been to some degree. And when it finally catches up with me, and I still haven't fully remedied this, but when it does finally catch up with me, I get even more silent to distance myself, and outbursts can happen. So, when I was married and had my stepkids, I look back on it as like a comical moment now ish, but it was not great because my stepson at the time, I don't remember how old was. Um, he had a moment where he was just doing things that how he wanted to do, didn't want to participate in school, family, was getting into drugs, or attempting them, doing just shisty shit, and wouldn't really listen to me or his mom or even his dad. And so there was a moment where I think, plus what I had going on with work, um, and dealing with the family dynamics and everything like that, and adjusting to a high pressure job, there was a day that I had like snapped, and I lost it in a sense that was like screaming at him, yelling at him. I mean, I think he was like 12, maybe. Not my proudest moment. And I'm like lighting him up, like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Da 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 da. Two things
Been
happened.
there. I've been there.
So I was like outside of my body watching myself yell at this kid for
Hmm.
stupid shit. Really, there was nothing real serious at the time that it happened. And so I'm just like, wow, we this is a moment, because like I'd never seen myself like that. But the other thing that kind of helped with the moment was that my son was 2, maybe a little over 2, maybe closer to 3. I don't remember. And he learned to talk, but he's finally putting things together. And he comes up right next to me, and I'll never forget. I was like, "What the fuck?" And there's my son, tiny little voice. He's like, "Yeah, what the fuck?" And I was like,
He said, "I want some of this too. I want
yeah,
some of this
he's
too,
like,
Pop."
I want the smoke too. And so he's like saying it in his cute voice.
Mhm.
I'm so pissed. But then that moment right there hit me because this cute little adorable voice says it. And it broke me out of that moment of like, all right. And his older sister, my stepdaughter, came and got my son and was like, let's go play in your room. And took him away from the moment, which I'm very grateful for because, kids they're going to see arguments. That's fine, but they don't need to see it that up and close, and especially with that level. And so we both chuckled, me and my stepson, for a hot minute. It's like, okay, let's reset and, start all over. And from that point on, even when I got upset with certain things, it was like I had my outbursts here and there, but finding that moment to rely on, like, we don't need to go back to that. Like, and, I also looked back on it and his life prior to me has had enough of that. And so, like, even going forward with my son, it's like, can I be stern with my son? Of course, right? But do I need to be yelling at him like he's a grown ass man? Absolutely not. If he becomes a grown ass man and I say that shit to him, that's a different story.
Right, right.
But you'll talk big.
Yeah.
So that was one thing for me that helped, um, which I didn't know that I had that in me until you get pushed to the limits. And I wasn't expressing anything. And so it was just like I was in that mindset of like, do as you're told, don't ask questions. Kind of the same line as how we were raised, right? It's like, oh, your parents told you to do something, you fucking do it. You don't really ask questions and everything like that. So I think I was bothered over the fact that there were certain things that weren't falling in line just because it's like, hey, we need you to do these things. If you're not doing it, there's going to be consequences. And he pushed the limits, and I finally snapped. But having that out of body experience of like, oh, yeah, this is not a good look for me, especially for him. And then, especially even in front of my son, who, bless his little soul, he broke the whole thing up because of just like, I mean, I wish I could record it. It was like he was so animated, but so like excited to say the thing. Like, I wish, like, you guys know my son, but like, tiny version could barely talk. And he's like, yeah, what the fuck?
Yeah, I would have me rolling too. That's when I was like, we can't even stay on the same path. The energy
Yeah.
changes. You know
Yeah.
what I
Yeah.
mean?
And even my
No doubt.
stepdaughter came up and was like, oh, God. So, yeah, I'd say that was my kind of light bulb moment. But then, has it been perfect since? No, but it's like there's always a pause now, or if I feel like I'm getting heated. But at the same time, it's just me and my son now. So, 6-year-olds aren't going to push your buttons like a teenager will. So,
Mhm.
at times,
Maybe.
they're not going to they're not going to go to that level. There might
Yeah,
be a
yeah,
close call, but it won't get you to that level. So,
yeah, yeah, man. I guess yeah. I got like so uh having staying calm during it. Yeah, I think we talked a bit about that with us and our dads in a previous podcast there. But like I do find that if I get real upset, like I kind of give that like the body posture changes. You kind of like you might I call it the dad voice every once in a while comes out. Like
Yeah.
it goes from like, hey, we're kind of
Right.
talking now to like, listen up,
Yeah.
like
yeah,
this shit
you
Yeah.
just
Smash the
lower
changed.
that
stern.
octave. The
Shit
octave
just
goes down.
changed. Like this is
Hit
no
that Barry
longer
White.
a discussion.
Y'all
This
me.
isn't a debate. Like this is what's gonna happen. And if it doesn't, there's gonna be consequences. So like
Mhm.
um uh, even getting it to that point, I always feel like, man, I missed the mark somewhere, right? Like
Mhm.
along the way, like because every level you get to, it's like, yeah, my kid's frustrating me, or my wife's frustrating me, or work is frustrating me, right? But it's like, okay, where was my responsibility? There was levels, there was check marks along the way,
Right.
that either I didn't like, like that strong and silent kicks in and you don't say maybe what you should have said when it was small, right? Or or you get so frustrated, at little things along the way that you like I pick up the trait of like going into like quiet mode, like whatever, I'm just gonna be quiet. I'm not gonna escalate it anymore. I'm gonna put around and do something different until, it cools off, which doesn't really help anything. It just like
Mhm.
shoves it under the rug for a little bit, right?
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna
Yeah,
forget about
yeah,
that.
I
Don't worry
mean,
about that little
It's like
pile.
it's
Yeah.
those cartoons that you're just like keep sweeping it under the rug and it piles up.
man,
Are you gonna address this?
Hmm.
Address what? There's nothing wrong.
right,
Yeah.
right.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
You see
So I
nothing.
think
You see nothing
so
of it.
yeah, that could be my tendency is to kind of like ignore those little things for a long time until it turns into something bigger. And that's really something I have been trying to work on over these last, especially like 6 months to a year of like, all right, it's time to like, I used to always think it was like keeping the peace, like not like being confrontational
Mhm,
about something. Like, no, I'm just gonna keep the peace, and
right.
I'm gonna be like, duck roll it. It's okay. I'll forget about it, or I can get over it, and it's not worth bringing up. But then, you have a
Wait, sorry,
couple
not to
hundred of
interrupt
those
thought.
moments.
Not to interrupt thought. What does duck roll
Hmm.
mean? Maybe it's something I've never.
It's like how rain. It's like how rain rolls off the back of a duck.
Got it.
Okay.
I was.
Hey, look,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. I was gonna pretend I knew what that meant too. I was like, yeah,
Okay.
See,
Okay,
you know
man.
what the
That.
thing is, Q. I saw your
oh,
look,
man.
and you looked up just like I looked up. Like
I was,
neither one of us know what duck roll
All
means.
right. Ask the
nope.
question. Okay,
Hey,
there's a
I'm
question for
just nodding
anybody
my
that
head.
that was watching this. Is that just like something in my small little world that we use
Hey, and
duck roll?
I
that's
like
Yeah.
that
okay.
though.
We all got phrases that
It's just.
Me.
we grew up with, and
Mhm.
like I know that off a tangent, but like we've all heard the phrase "you make a better door than a window."
Mhm.
Which took me forever to figure out what the hell that was. The one that my dad got me on for years. He would send me to go look for something, and I couldn't find it because when you're young and you're whatever you what how do you look? You do one of these. I can't find it.
Mhm.
Mhm.
And he said he would
Yeah.
always reply with, "If it was a snake, it would have bit you."
It would have been. Yeah. Yep.
I had no idea
I
for
s-
the longest time
I
what that meant
I say that to my son
until
all the
Right.
time too.
one day I said it. He said it to me. I said, "Dad, I don't actually know what you're talking about. That doesn't help me find the thing. So I don't know." He gets up and he walks over, and it's like right next to me, and he grabs it. He goes, "If it was a snake, it would have bit you." And I'm like, 12 years.
Oh.
12 years he's been saying this to me, and I didn't know.
Yeah, that would have went over my head too though. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Like,
Okay.
what does that
So
help me?
anyways,
You
so
know, I
that's
got
why
my teenage anger going on.
Okay.
I figured
Yeah.
like I would ask because they're like, you said it so nonchalant, like everybody should know. So I was like, I
Mm.
obviously don't. So
Yeah.
Right,
and then
right.
I
Duck
looked
roll.
at the monitor and I saw Q like pondering, and I was like, okay, I'm not the only one.
You made me too. I was gonna figure that one out. I'm like, duck
I
roll. I'm like, is
was
that
I
like,
kind
oh,
of
did
got
we
the
something
just have
gist of
a?
it.
Are we having a cultural moment right now? Is that?
I mean, I feel
Yeah,
like that's 90%
we
of what
definitely
we
did.
talk about, but
Yeah,
So
you
my
just
dad did
enlightened
grow up
us.
on a
I'm like,
farm. Did I
okay.
get that from him? Like,
I mean, if you
I
think
don't
about
think
it,
that's.
we between the three
Yeah.
of us, we are the cultural spectrum. I'm just saying.
Yeah. Yeah. We're like the
It's just
millennial,
crazy how so many different
like
sayings.
poster in the hospital or something. Like, yeah.
Oh god.
Oh, they got their hand on each other's back.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Right.
We are the poster for DEI right now.
Yeah. Uh,
Oh, watch out! They're gonna say we're woke and gonna try to cancel us. Jesus Christ.
Oh
yeah.
man, keep at it.
So,
No, because like
all right, sorry, I
I
didn't
had
mean to
that.
interrupt.
No, yeah, I had that moment with my son.
That's what we do.
Talked about in the other podcast, but then like another time with my daughter when she was having a rough morning. Kind of woke up on the wrong side of the bed and was you could tell she was just heated. And generally, she's kind of she's that kid that uh adds brightness to the room, right? Like she's just
Hmm.
one of those
She's the
people
energy.
that being
Yeah.
around her. Yeah, she's got that energy,
Hmm.
and when it's down, it's like I was like, okay, I'm gonna, you know,
You can feel
she's
it.
having a bad day.
Yeah.
I feel it, but I'm gonna give her that space. Everybody can have a bad day in the morning, but man, she was trying to push buttons and was chomp, I always joke, it's like you're just trying to bite somebody's head off with your remarks or whatever, "Shut up, I'm
Right.
upset," and eventually got to a point where we got in the car and she said something, and I turned around, I was like, "Do you want me to be pissed off right now? Like, do you want everybody to have a bad day?" And, like, kinda went on, like,
Right.
one of these things, and I was like, "'Cause I can be pissed off too, like, I can try to make you feel terrible about waking up today," like,
Yeah.
and had that moment, and it was one of those ones though, like, I blew it, like, you know, she felt bad about it, right? I felt bad about
Mm.
escalating too,
It's
but
like
it did
instantaneous too, huh?
it did switch her mindset over, which I was thankful for, but I was like, "Man, I wish there was, like, another way to get through in that moment."
Just did it right.
Um, so yeah, I mean,
But at the same time, it
sometimes you win them,
worked.
sometimes you don't, right?
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
about to
I
say,
know.
sound like a win. You trying to take them dubs.
Yeah.
Take them dubs.
So it's like sometimes escalating does kinda help, but, like, I think, like, immediately following that, I was like, "Hey, look, like, I'm not trying to," I tried to have the educational moment right afterwards, thankfully,
Mhm.
but, it would've been nice not to have to get to that point too, So,
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, it happens.
Yeah,
yeah.
I was about to say to piggyback on that, man. Like that's what I've been trying to work on too, man. I've been reacting, not reacting. Trying to understand. So I kind of like, man, like if it does get to that moment, like I'll revert instantly. Like let's talk about it. All right, we blew up. Yeah, like and calmly convey like what I was trying to explain, whether they're going to receive it or not, because we just got into it. But like, hey, I want you to know, like, okay, Bal, I got a side character, you got side yours, some words. But hey, I'm really just looking out for your best interest. So in the process of me doing it, like I try to always keep it like, all right, me being the man of the house, I kind of dictate how this day goes. So I can let it hit me, or I can take the blow, the emotional blow, whatever everybody got going on, and find a solutions for them. Because like if I let them leave and have a bad day, and the bad day carries, that's still stress on me anyway. So I'm like, all right,
Mhm,
let's just get this done now. And I'm gonna take it and help you figure this out. Somebody, let's say each kid is leaving the door, try to brighten them up. Or say the wife is leaving the door, like say a couple things that I know is going to help them because I know where the trigger points come from,
mhm,
especially with me. So I'm like, all right, let me take that because I know I can compartmentalize it and get it out my day at the gym. I got a good job to go laugh this whatever off. But if I let them leave with it, then let's say they go to school, get in trouble, have a bad day with the teacher, and it just cycles through the day, then I lost anyway. So
Yeah.
I try to just hit it head on. And then that's when I'm in the way to work, just no music, like, decompressing about everything that we just absorbed if it's like a morning situation. And so you kind of gave an example of, or like the end of the day, I'm like, okay, we'll figure this out because I carry the weight anyway. So I kind of just sit back. If it gets there, try to handle it right there then because you let it like I don't know my teenagers or kids or when I was a teenager like if you don't address it right away and you let people walk away from the situation they start forming an idea mindset about it
mm.
and now
Oh,
you
that
got to
movie
address
starts
that
playing in your
situation.
head, yeah.
Yeah. So now you
Mhm,
got more than one situation to address from that one thing. So I'm like, all right, like me and my son, I'll take a 5 minute, go out there and just exit like this goddamn kid of mine, man. I go back and they're like, all right, let's rehash this, man. Let's say it now. You calm down, even if you're not me as the adult. I can talk us to the calmer situation,
mm,
by controlling the tone, by trying to relate to them. Like, look, I get what you're saying, but this is how this plays out. And from my experience, and like, I hear what you say, and like, quickly keep de-escalating that to where now we're back to a situation because I know me, I don't like to let it sit, and then it just once it's gone, like I said, new situations arise, you just lost control. I feel of that situation.
Yeah.
And so then when y'all come here and talk about it, you don't know which part we're talking about. You're like, hold on, where we at with this? Because
Right.
now you know. So I try to keep it because, and then if I don't have nothing nice to say, that like Tyler said, I go to the silent mode. I'm gonna think
Yeah.
about it what I say because what I say carries weight in the house. Like if I yell, like it's different than mom yells. Mom yell, they shake it off, but when I yell, they carrying it. If not for that day, for life. Like
Yeah.
now they're
mm.
terrified to speak up again. So I try. I'm not perfect at it, but try to, watch before it come out, like, because then you can't get everyone back. And then, like you said, you might win that one.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, right? Like, we're not perfect. There's no, even there are parenting books that say all these things. We talked about this once before. Like, the books are very vague and say this, that, and the third, and then you can apply some of that to your situation, your kids, but it doesn't mean it's always going to be that, and you have to find your own way. And so it's not about being perfect, it's about understanding your come ups and your mishaps. I don't want to even call them
True.
failures. It's just like, as we've gone through life, we know certain things that we've experienced as kids, as adults, and we try to do our best to let our kids not experience those low
Mhm.
moments. And at the same time, it's like finding that happy balance of like, hey, I know how this is going to make you feel, and at the same time we don't, because they're completely different human, but we know that a human reaction is going emotion is going to feel like this. But um I saw a thing a while ago. Guy was saying, for kids, he goes, if I see a kid in a tree that's like 3 4 feet up in the air, I'm not going to run over there and be like, hey, get down, you'll hurt yourself. Like, if he falls off that tree and hurts, he's going to know not to do that again. He's like, now, if it's like 10 feet in the air, that's a different story, right? But so we do our best. And we've talked about this before, like, even our parents did the very best that they could. And we're doing the very best that we can with the information we have from them and
True.
everything else. And then we try something that was either something we heard from somebody, our
Mm,
parents, and then we're like, neither of those fucking worked. Shit. Now what do I do?
yeah, right.
So and I know, guys, like, we are guilty of the silent assassin.
Are you
Like,
listening?
I don't think there's every single person that would not you don't go silent. I mean, both of you have mentioned something that's due, like, hey, I'll just let it pass through, right? Like, oh, it'll be
Mhm,
fine. I'm upset, and just let it sit. And what we think is going to happen is that it's going to pass on, and I'll be fine. And then it does to some degree, but then it also starts to fester as, like, I don't want to say resentment, but kinda, whether it be with your kids, whether it be with your partner, whatever the case is, something happens and you're just like, oh, yeah, it's no big deal. I'll let it pass, right? Small things. All have said it. Small things, small things.
Right.
And then it hits you and you're just like, oh, I don't know what's going on.
mhm.
So,
Yeah, like,
Yeah.
I thought I was over that.
Mhm.
yeah.
I thought I was over that. That's what, talking to you, like you're saying, talking about the kids and like what's gonna stick with them for the day, for the week. Like, you ever
Yeah.
have those moments where like you have a conversation or you act a certain way and you're like, oh shit, did I just put like a core memory in my kid's head of that moment? Like
Yeah.
when I
Oh,
felt,
man.
when now that I'm looking at it, I'm not proud of it. Like, but is that what they're gonna
Mhm.
remember? Um,
Right. Because
and
then,
then
like,
like
he's
yeah. And then, like, I think you were talking about, like, circling back with your kids and, like, kinda changing the tone. Like, tone of the voice is huge, but then, like, I think body contact too, like, giving your kids a hug and just, like, stopping and just be like, "Hey, look, I love you a lot, right? We need to
Yeah.
talk about this. This isn't working. This isn't acceptable. You're doing great," whatever it happens to be. But, like, I think that kinda connection, can have a huge impact on
mhm.
resetting that tone, because if your voice can't convey it, if your body language is struggling with it, then like, what other ways uh like my wife knows now, like if she wants to have a serious conversation with me, like something that's like been bugging her that I might not receive quite, the best, like we got to go on a walk. Like
Yeah.
if
Mhm.
you try to sit
That
me
makes
into a
sense, man.
room, where I'm in like a smaller space and I can't move around, like I start to
Caged
feel
animal.
like a caged animal.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I get like
Yeah. That's when I'm start
tension
snapping.
tension across my chest,
Yeah.
my arms get all tight,
Oh,
and I just
man.
my fight or flight mode kind of kicks in, and it's not
Yeah.
it
Same.
sucks. It sucks to have that
Yeah.
that part of
Mhm.
your nervous system take over, because you know it's not
Yeah.
productive. The only thing it's productive with is if I
Mm-mm.
did actually fight that person, which doesn't really happen much anymore these days, right? Uh,
Right.
You're
but
just missing
like,
opportunities, Tyler. That's all.
yeah, I lost my job again.
Yeah. No, you just
Alright.
the goal is you
But
get them to swing first.
okay, okay, okay.
Because then if
But
they
yeah,
swing
like
first and you swing back, it's self-defense.
self defense. Yes,
That
yes.
is the law.
Yeah, and then they lose the camera
Don't ask me how
Then
I
we
know.
footage and
Yeah, don't ask me how I know very well, but
we know how you know.
whoa,
yeah,
whoa, whoa.
I think that
Just got you there.
de-escalation, if you do raise up, the de-escalate, circle back with them, and then yeah, uh, I think letting how important it is to let the people around how much you care about them. I love you, or like,
Yeah.
hey, you're a great friend, or I
Mhm.
appreciate what you did. Like, I think as men, as a community, we don't do that enough anymore these days. And
Right. Oh,
I
yeah.
find it easy to do with my kids now, right?
Yeah.
And I hope it stays that way. And
Yeah.
Right.
I mean,
trying to
I
do
agree
that
with you
more
because
with the
that's what I
people
tried to
around me,
establish.
in my circle too,
Yeah.
right? Like that's
Yeah.
big.
Because like talk through with emotion, right? Letting people know, like, you feel me? Because when you were like, I'm going like when you just explaining, and it sounded like you practiced that conversation. Like, people feel that, and the message doesn't go nowhere. But like, you talk with your emotion, like, yeah, man, like, like, man, I really fucks with you. That's why I kind of took it that way. And that. So people, they be like, it's relatable. Like, okay, I get him. Like, that do
Mm,
sound like you, because
mhm.
if you share that, it makes sense. And if you keep it up, then you just like you say you lose it.
Yeah.
So I've been trying to
Yeah.
practice on the same thing because it gets further.
Yeah. Yeah. Man, my camera is not liking me today. Sorry. It just keeps
It's
going
finna.
in and out. Um
It's better that way. Don't
knows
worry about
it's
it.
whoa.
That was a
Damn.
slick one. That was a slick one.
Shots fired. All right.
Quickly.
All right. That's how it's gonna go. Okay.
But I care about you,
Okay.
Will. I
Uh-huh.
appreciate you
Get
as a
fucked.
friend.
You're one in a
Uh,
million, sucker.
yeah.
What is so finding that space of like, you know, bringing it back. What is something that has worked for you, like in a
Excuse
may
me.
not happen in the peak moment of I don't even want to say like brings it down in the peak moment of like anger or frustration or whatever the case is, but what is something that maybe has helped you go, okay, that's going to keep me in a calmer state of mind on the regular, or best practices, I guess you could say, to be more aware of where you're at mentally and emotionally.
Mm. Um, I think a good way to do it is like having, I mean, like I'm, married, and my wife's awesome and way more, uh, what was it? What would you call that? Like her emotional IQ is higher, I think, at times, um, at least in certain areas or aspects. Yeah. But I think practicing with the people around you, you know, or having those discussions that like, hey, I care about you. Like I need to bring something up, but not because like you're a bad person, but because, hey, something's got to change a little bit. And like,
Right.
let's discuss how we can make this work for both of us. So like learning how to preface, to prime the conversation ahead of time,
Yeah.
and actually have, like, I wrote down earlier when Q was talking about stuff like vocabulary, right? Like building your vocabulary around words that don't um, make people want to get defensive, at the beginning of that conversation. Because if you can keep
Right.
like I heard a guy say online, like close fist, close mind, if you're getting so
Mm,
angry, if your insides are shutting down and you're getting so angry that you're, you feel like fighting or whatever, like you can't, I don't think you're thinking right in that stage, right? So,
yeah.
working on, knowing, knowing your kids to the point where whether or not they're in a mind space to be able to hear you at that moment, or if all you're doing is, you know, uh, uh, gearing up for a fight, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Uh, um, yeah. No, I agree with all that. I mean, some things I like to do nowadays, I know, you know, one thing that is super beneficial for me, like, some people do this, is, like, journaling,
Mhm.
even when I went to a bout of therapy, whoa. Um, they recommend journaling. Now, what I have learned is that, 1, my handwriting is atrocious, and which I already knew, so handwriting, it does not work for me. I tried typing it up, and that seemingly I cannot type as fast as my thoughts come. But what works for me is that I will actually do like a video journal from time to time. So I'll just put my phone up and hit record, and just speak whatever's on my brain, just blah 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 blah. Get it all out of me, and sometimes I'll review it, but a lot of times I just need to like vent. And if I don't want to have, to put it on somebody else or something like that, or if I'm in that brain space where I'm like, I don't need anybody to like listen to me vent, I just need to vent, without any interruptions, or it's not about solving what's on the brain. It's just me getting it out. Then I'll just do that. And then 9 times out of 10, I'll just hit delete. After I'll let it sit for a day and then I delete it. Just because it's like, well, it's out of my brain. Just a whole bunch of other things is going on and I got it all out of my system.
Yeah.
So that's one thing, is like practicing that. And then another thing that I got away from for a while was checking in with myself multiple times throughout the day of like, we always focus on what's ahead of us and what's behind us. So what do I got coming up? What did I do? Right. But we don't, how often do you check in with yourself at that current moment? So, setting a couple different alarms, random times throughout the day, the alarm goes off and it's like, and I have it just labeled check in with yourself. And it's like, how am I feeling right now, currently at this very moment? How is it, feeling, this stuff like that? Am I feeling angry? Do I feel okay? All this other stuff. So stuff like that.
I like it. I like it. I like that, especially that, like, I never thought to do the video journal,
Oh man,
side of
it's
things
a
because
fucking godsend.
I hate trying to write stuff down, but I do find,
Yeah.
like you're saying, you sometimes you review it, sometimes you don't. Like, the times
Yeah.
that I did try to write stuff down and I go back and read it and I'm like, oh,
Oh yeah.
I don't
No,
want to
can't.
see this, like,
And people are like, but
that's not
it's
right.
not for you to reread. It's just for you to write it down. I go, no, because did I write it down properly? I don't know. But
Yeah,
it's like, at least in the video wise, I heard myself saying it out loud, and I know, and then it brings tonality to it as well. Like, am I frustrated with something? Like, oh, this is really bothering me right now, and I don't understand why. I'm trying to process through it. Da 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 da. And and sometimes it's great to do that with your partner or friend. But as humans, what naturally happens is that we want to paint a different perspective,
mm,
um,
edit it,
to try to solve it,
self-editing,
and
yeah,
yeah, and then, so, if I were to tell you guys a certain thing, da 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 da, da, and then naturally you go and say, well, maybe look at it this way, this way. It's like, well, there's sometimes I don't actually want a different perspective. I just want it out of my brain, and because it's
mm,
taking up so much damn space, and it's more cumbersome than I thought it was, and it's just needs to get out so that I can be like, okay, and I'm a big verbal processor at times too. So if you get me talking about a personal matter, I could be there for days. That's
yeah,
why it's like, I don't need to take up that much ear space from people. I can, let me just do it this way. And then when I have other things that I need feedback on, then I reach out to people. I'm like, hey, let me get your perspective on this. But if I just need to
yeah,
vent, a lot of
I
times
get
I'll
it.
do that. So
I like
yeah.
that self-check-in idea too. I heard, uh, somebody say recently, like, structuring your mornings or, like, how to proper like, well, the best way or my ideal way to structure a morning, and part of his structure was, it was, like, 15 or 20 minutes of, like, check-in, quiet, like, silence type time to, like,
Yeah.
just, like, be still and think, and his reason was, like, resetting your nervous system or, like, switching, uh, uh, gears in that way, like, so that you're not starting the day just, like, in panic mode, you know?
Right.
Uh,
Right.
but but, yeah, I don't think the moments that I do have quiet time, I'm usually trying to do something where I don't have to think, right? I'm like, oh, let me play
Yeah.
a video game real quick or watch a show or, scroll
Right.
through social media. So like really to check in with your own um state of well-being,
Yeah.
is uh I think something I'd like to focus on a little bit more and give it a
Yeah,
go,
I mean, it's been I just recently started doing it again, but yeah, I mean, every day you set like 3 or 4 alarms and just pick random times throughout the day and make sure you title it and just, and all you need is like 3 to 5 minutes, really. Just, "Hey, how am I feeling?" Right? "What am I doing?" I read it from this book, and then they're also talking about, like we talked about once before, ego, how ego can be such a killer at times, and, but, like, to get past the ego portion. Like it's cool to be confident about who you are, how you do things, and everything like that. But ego is where we go past that, and we're no longer confident. But to be aware of when ego is kicking in, understanding what that looks like on you, and then naming it. Right. So like whatever your ego, you've recognized that it's like cool. Like mine is Bruce. It just fit. So when Bruce is coming out, it is going to look very different than William, and so and people can tell the difference at times, and so it's like, yeah, naming it. So when you get to those moments where, hey, in an argument, that's where Bruce tends to come out. It's like, all right, hey, I'm sorry, that wasn't me talking. It was ego, and I'm sorry. And so, whether it be kids, partners, doesn't matter, coworkers, whatever. It's like, all right, let me
Mhm.
let me bring this back down. So understanding that, but yeah, Q, you get your shit fixed out. Yeah, I mean, we were going to talk about guilt, but we've been having good conversation.
Bleed it over.
Yep.
Yeah, it was a little
It's
meeting.
Maury.
That's fucked up. You are not the father. God damn it.
Hey, I used to be the skip at home show, man. You skip school for the day. I'm watching all that like I knew what was going on.
Oh yeah, Maury Povich. What was the
Easily.
Oh, Jerry Springer.
Springer? Yup,
Jerry,
yup.
Jerry, Jerry.
I remember, like, looking around my house if that was on, I was like, "Are my parents around? Can I watch
Right,
this?"
Yeah, right,
facts.
right. Yeah, or they have
So
Steve came out there,
hmm,
security guard. They got his own damn show.
Oh, yeah, Will
mhm,
Cokes or something like that.
Wow,
mhm.
I didn't know his last name, but okay,
Yeah, I
Q, we know what
remember.
you did.
Oh, man. He was cool.
um, so we were just talking about all the things that we were just talking about and getting your perspective about it. And then we'll wrap it up with another round of jokes, and then we'll save the guilt part for next week's episode. But yeah, anything if you want. The question was um things that you do in your daily, if at all, or things to like when you find yourself getting overwhelmed, and where you could possibly snap. Are there things that you do either during, like I said, in the time, it's hard to take yourself out of an emotional reaction
Mhm.
a moment of like frustration, anger. It's very difficult to do that once that happens. But anything that you do that prior to maybe lessen the amount of times that happens.
As far as like self, is that the question?
Yeah,
Yeah.
so like some of the
Self and
Okay, yeah,
examples
situation,
that,
right?
yeah, I don't know if
yeah.
you heard them or you were really
Nah,
focused
yeah, I
on them,
couldn't
but
really.
one of the things that like I do that is crucial for me in life is, they talk about when you go to therapy, like journaling. Well, I can't stand writing in a book, and I can't stand typing on a computer. But for me,
Straight
I
back
will
up.
set up my phone and I will just do a video journal. So I'll hit record and then I'll just vent. That makes me feel, because like a lot of times I don't need somebody to give me the perspective. I
Right.
just need to get it out of my head. Other thing I do, setting alarms randomly throughout the day to check in presently of where I'm at mentally and emotionally. Whereas I talked about what we do as humans doesn't matter male or female, but it's always focusing on the future or the past. Hey, I did this, I did that, I did this, and I've got to do this, that, and a third. But
Mhm.
where are we at in the current moment? Like I said, physically, mentally,
Okay.
emotionally. So
Yeah, yeah.
anything like that that you do, and I
Yeah.
found that when I do those things consistently, I am more aware and more like calm and prepared for situations, whether it be at work or stuff with my kid or life in general or
Yeah.
seeing something that somebody says
Mhm.
because
Oh, man.
they're affiliated with something, right? It's just,
Right, right. Yeah,
Yeah.
man,
Or do
I
you do
do that.
something
So
to structure the conversations themselves too to keep them from escalating, right? Like,
yeah.
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 Like you said, man, for far as self, like, I just prioritize decompression, man. Like, if something happened, I will quickly take the time, and that's just me. I like to escape. So, like, if I'm not on the game, I'm watching, like, a good Disney show, something that's just, like, positive. Kinda like, I reinforce my mindset with positivity. I'm good at the situation. I can move on. You know, I said my piece. So like every day, man, it's rather sit in the car. When I come home, sit there. I'm gonna find something to laugh at. I gotta laugh. Laughter to me is the key to all that. Man, as long as you're laughing, man, you're happy, man. Like it melts away. Like I'd be like to the point. I'm like, what was I even fucking mad at? I'm like, who the fuck? I even let such and such get to my soul. You know, I laugh it off. So I prioritize like keeping myself happy, man, because it's like life's ugly on its own. Life experiences, you know, you got people trying to snake you, you got all types of situations you're going through. Like, if you just let your mindset stay in a constant state of like duress, like that's where bad decisions are made. That's where you start as a man, you start, you know, things start happening. Like you notice you're talking with your emotion, like, nah, I'm good. You start shutting off, like all them little compartment doors start closing. Now you're just strong in silence. So like I just decompress whatever I feel that day. Just to go to some water, I like the ocean. I'll go hit the waterfront, sit right there, no music, no phone, and just think, you know, positive. I mean, today was crazy. I'm talking to myself. I'm having a whole dialogue like, yeah, I did that. And I'm like, ah, but you could have did it like, and it's just positive affirmations with myself though. You know, I'm joking like,
Yeah.
ugh, that motherfucker didn't push me, but you know what? It's cool. Now I'm about to go back in here and, you know, on to the next. And then for the structured conversations, man, like I like to well, learn, like live, make sure like, hey, was it my wording? Was it my tone? Did I let my face speak for me? My eyebrow raise, my lip twitch, like things were like, what could I do to make that conversation go a little different? Because I feel like
Got
as
that
humans,
shut the fuck up face.
yeah, and as humans, you know, we tend to read and tend to assume. So like, I feel like if I can control my part and the de-escalating, then I did my part. So I feel less. Now I just got to control the words come out because I do get pushed. I will get the cursing, you know. And then now I lost my tangent. I'm off, you know. So I just kind of like, what can I do to avoid it from escalating? So that way I know I'm trying to deliver my part as truly as I can, you know.
Yeah.
And yeah, like I always recommend decompress, man, whatever it may be. If it's going to, you know, put your feet in the ground. What things I seen that thing they call it grounding. Like people take their
Oh
socks
yeah,
and
yeah.
shoes off. Like
Man,
if
there's
that was
something
work
to
for
that, I
you,
swear. Like,
oh me, hey look, I'm not
get
gonna
out of
lie. I see
nature.
that. I went out there and tried it a couple times when it was. I'm like, I'm like, I don't know that. I didn't kind of feel,
You
See,
know,
but I
they
believe
have
it.
I don't know
a
if it's just that. I think it's like that, like shoes off, or just like being out in nature with your like being there, being present, not
Hmm.
just
Yeah,
being outside or being barefoot. Like maybe there's something to the science part of it. I don't know,
yeah. Can I say
but
something
I
like
think
with
it
the soil and the grass, like and like the earth being like negative and positive charges. It's like
mhm.
your body, yeah, along them lines. I
Yeah. I
can't
mean,
remember word
I
for
looked
word.
I looked into it and all that, but like I think even more than like even if there is science to it, to me, like I wrote down earlier that like my wife and I've always that thing like we're like not seeing eye to eye or like we're feeling a little disconnected from each other or like we need to get away. Like we want to go to the mountain or we want to go to the water. Like get me up into the trees, up into nature somewhere, or get me out to the ocean. Like you were talking about Q and have that like reconnect, with yourself and with like even if it's not grounding in the sense of like the social media buzzword
Hmm.
term of it, but like grounding yourself um to a moment. And then
Yeah.
another good one that and my wife and I have tried to argue, like, if we are having an argument, fight, a discussion, whatever you want to call it, we try to avoid the words always and never. Um, because I mean, those two were like, I'm sure there's more words than that, but with us, like, those are very inflammatory things to say in
Oh
a
yeah.
discussion. And they're
Oh, same with
generally not true because,
well, same
I
with
might not pick up my clothes all the time, but it's not
yeah,
like I
yeah.
never do it, so,
Yeah, it's like
yeah.
the you statements, like when you get in an
Mhm.
argument, well, you do this and you did
Finger
this and
comes
da da da
out.
da. Like, oh god, yeah, it's um, or even like I mean, you guys have known me long enough and heard me speak. I how rarely I ever say but on a lot of things. It's not like, oh, we do this, but like that inflection and other things. It's just like it's always and you can do this and you did this or we didn't do this or whatever the case is or we missed this or whatever. You can use that phrasing like the we statements from both. Now, does that make it any better? No. Like in an argument with your significant other, and you say, "Hey, we missed the boat on this," and you're gonna have that one person be like, "We? No, this is a you problem." And
Yep.
you're like, "Shit! No, we are a partnership. We are a team. No,
We're not
this is
supposed to
your
say
fuck up."
that. Yeah.
Definitely not
I
a
think
we thing. So
I think all in all, I think a good way to put all this is like you always got to keep learning, right? Like kids are going to change, we're going to change, situations are going to change, or like, I mean, Q, you've seen a lot in the world of different stages in the kid's life, and in
yeah,
relationships, right? And
Oh yeah,
it's like with my
yeah.
wife and
Like you
I
explained.
together for 22 years now.
Mm-hmm.
We grew up together in a way that like I'm not the same
Yeah.
person I was necessarily when I met her, and she's not the same
Right.
person, but like that, I guess, willingness to grow and change and
Yeah. No, I
not
get
be
you. I
like,
got 23
be
years in that.
yeah, yeah. You gotta
Yeah. So
be
like
strict
you
in
grow
some
with each
things and
other. Yeah.
unrelenting in others, and
Mm-hmm.
then
Because you
willing
like you
to
living and learning at that time at that rate.
yeah.
All that time, every experience. And
Yeah,
yeah,
but
same with my
you still
kids, man.
gotta
Like
you still gotta learn when you're 60 too, though. Like
yeah, hell yeah, don't
and
stop.
once all your kids are up
Eh,
and out of your house, man, like how wild is that going to
mhm.
be? Like,
Man, I don't know that. I
uh,
like that's crazy. It's gonna be empty. Because like you
yeah,
said, every kid got their own personality. Like you was talking about your daughter, each kid brings something to the table to the day. Like when one kid, like we be celebrating me and the lady, like, oh, they stayed the night at somebody's house, but then like 2 hours later, be like, oh, that's quiet. Like somebody, then we be like,
hmm
why is it so quiet? And be like, oh, such and such is staying at their friend's house, or you can always tell when one kid's gone. So like,
right.
yeah, when like
yeah,
it's just like talking to other stages. Every kid develops different. Each one of them, they all the same. They play in the house, but each one personality is different. Each one got this trait. They just finding this different. So it's a task, that it's not a task because I'm dead and what I say goes. But I try to approach it the best way. Throw that out there. But yeah, I try to talk to it what I think was best fits for each one individual. One kid we
um,
get through joking and laughing. One kid is like we talk serious. Then the other kid, man, he just don't like it. We don't address anything. He just fixes it. Once I tell him, like, I disapprove. He won't talk to me. I'll be like, if I ask him, like, do you understand the conversation? He just look at me. But throughout the week, I would see the changes. So I understand, like, all right, he's not the conversationalist. He just tell me what to do. He get it done.
Q hit us with that ego response because I'm the dad.
Yeah, you got
uh-huh.
to sometimes.
Yeah, what's the name of that one? Is that like oh man.
Q,
don't know.
did you hear that part?
Yeah. I ever gave mine a name. I
Yeah,
got it.
you got to name your ego when
I
like
know.
ego takes
That's
over.
that's like
So
Leroy Jenkins. Like,
Hey, right,
damn,
John
why you
Coffey.
got to go there?
I'm headed with a big John Coffey because I swear I'm 6'6" when when the anger kick in.
He said Leroy Jenkins.
Yeah.
I don't even know why I
uh,
came up with Bruce with mine. It just stuck. So I was like, you know what? That's ain't nothing about me that says Bruce, but damn it,
Hmm.
that's probably why I went with it. So
mhm.
you know. All right. Well, gentlemen, it has been an honor. I really appreciate it. Like I said, we're gonna pause on the guilt conversation. We're gonna fast forward that to next week. So we'll talk about dad guilt next week and like how you battle it, what it feels like. I can speak of it, for quickly, very different perspective, I guess you could say, because I only have my kid half the time. And so in the beginning it was real tough. So and I'm sure that both of you have experienced a lot of dad guilt. Wow, I almost said gad guilt. I, you know what? I'm not supposed to be talking anymore. That's what that is. So, gets to that point. Anyway, so yeah, tune in next week. We'll be talking about that. Another great conversation as per usual. So let's get into one more round of jokes, and then we'll sign off.
I'm reading a book about
I'm
anti-gravity.
prepared for this round.
Oh, you can't put it down?
Yeah. It's impossible to put down.
How do billboards communicate?
Gang signs.
Words?
Sign language.
Yeah. Okay. Uh-huh. I'm angry I didn't get that one.
Right.
Why did the crab never share?
I don't know.
Because he's selfish.
What is it?
Oh,
Ah, man.
Shellfish.
Shellfish.
I got a relatable dad joke. I poured some water over Duck's back yesterday, and I don't think he cared. You get it? Because it just rolled off. I don't think he cared. You like that relatable? I got you, my brother.
Good.
I got you.
That's good. You're good. Oh, nice.
I got another one for you. Why do melons have weddings? They can't elope.
Cantaloupe. Oh, dang it. Dang it.
Oh, Lord.
To the drawing boards, I see.
All right. I don't know. Did you see they made round bales of hay illegal in Wisconsin? It's because the cows weren't getting a square meal.
Nice.
I'm ending on that one.
How do you fix a broken pumpkin?
You jack it up.
Squash.
With a pumpkin patch.
Okay. Cool. That's a dad joke.
That's a dad joke. That's where I'm going to mic drop right there. So, all right, gentlemen, I appreciate everything and you as humans. And men, in going through this whole experience, once again, very grateful for this opportunity. I say it every week, and it will continue to be that. As I say all the time, tune in. We drop episodes every Wednesday, so you can find us on YouTube, Spotify, Apple, all the jazz. So please like and subscribe. We would appreciate your support. With this, also, you can find us on Instagram and Facebook as well. If you're on Facebook and you want to be a part of the community page, you can just type in Dad Strong 253 community. We should be starting posting there more this week and getting some engagement of ideas of things we could talk about / what we do. Some of the stuff we've talked about in here we'll put in there as well. So any last words, gentlemen?
Have a great week, everybody.
Always a great convo. Yes, sir.
All right. Well, till the next one, everyone, please follow us, like, and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one. All right. Later.
All right.